Greetings, y'all. Jay Stone here, Chief Cap and Ball Fanatic of the Cap and Ball Fanatic channel. I welcome you to today's video, but before that video starts, in a minute, I need to go over some safety concerns today as we shoot our Remington Revolving Carbine. Now let's remember, this is simply a Remington 44 caliber revolver with an 18-inch barrel and a buttstock, okay? So, we have to make sure of a couple things. Number one, always wear eye protection. I'll show you why in a minute. Always wear eye protection. Number two, always wear ear protection because you're going to be a lot closer to this than you're used to being when you're shooting a revolver or any other rifle. Number three, most people when they shoot rifles want to grab it out here. Remember, this is a hot cylinder right here with gases blowing this way and gases blowing back at you. So there, if you look at the under the trigger guard right here, you can see there's a little finger hook right there, right? So when you hold this rifle, your trigger finger is here and this gun is completely unloaded. I'm at home today, right? And instead of doing this, where a rare chain fire might blow your fingers off, but you'll at least burn the skin on your hands because there's gases blowing everywhere. You hook your index finger on that little ring, wrap your hands around each other, and then you're there to do your shooting just like this. It's vitally important that you keep this front hand back behind the cylinder or you're going to have some problems. We good? All right, now it's on to today's video. Hi folks, hope you enjoy it. Jay Stone here. I'm the host of the Cap and Ball Fanatic channel, and believe me, I'm the Chief Cap and Ball Fanatic. And today we're going to exercise our fanaticism with our Remington Revolving Carbine made by Uberti as a modern replica. But first, we're here at my muzzleloading club on a beautiful Saturday. It's the Grand Valley Cap and Ballers. I'm right here on our 126 beautifully wooded acres. We started this morning shooting a primitive archery course, like a woods walk for archery. We've got everything going on here. It's fantastic. It's a great club. It's a great hobby. I hope you all find the same passion for this hobby that I found. But today we're looking at this revolving carbine put out by Remington starting in about 1865. They hoped it would be a repeating rifle for the military. That never worked because about the same time Henry and the lever action rifles were coming out, which sort of rendered this obsolete as a military weapon. For a few years they tried to sell it with a 24-inch barrel as a hunting rifle, and that didn't work very well either, and it sort of went off into history. But now it's back. And these replicas are beautiful and they seem to be a lot of fun. I've only shot this once. I actually did a woods walk with it, and it was kind of interesting, but I had trouble with it jamming and fouling up. So today I'm going to test. My big test today is not only to see about accuracy, but I want to see if I can put 40 rounds through this thing without cleaning it to see how if the fouling makes me stuck and have a hard time. I'm shooting homemade paper cartridges, and we're going to see how we do, and then we'll come back at the end and talk about our experience. So thanks for showing up on the Cap and Ball Fanatic channel. Remember, Hi, Jay Stone here again, doing an after-shoot summary of the Remington Revolving Carbine. As you can see on the video, we had an awful lot of fun. I found it to be fairly accurate. I put 40 shots down range, homemade paper cartridges with 25 grains of Schutzen 3F black powder, 454 round balls. I shot Remington 10 and CCI 11 caps, and I had an issue with both of them, so I'll talk about that. The only problem I had, and I left a couple of them in the video, was that the caps, I couldn't get the cap seated. I used a dowel, I used a pencil, I used everything I could do to push them down, and they just wouldn't seat. All right, so I'd get the first pull of the trigger oftentimes would just seat the cap, and that happened probably 10, 11 times out of 40 shots. So what I did is I came home, took the nipples out, found that they were all different shapes and sizes. They were old, they had been used too much or something, so I replaced them with a new set of Uberti nipples, and I'm expecting that'll take care of the problem. If that doesn't work, I'll go to slick shot. Now, I don't go to a conversion cylinder for two reasons. Number one, the historical period that I like with firearms is the percussion era. So I'm not going to go to conversion cylinders because that sort of takes me out of the era that I love, that generated my passion, both from a historical standpoint and a shooting standpoint. Secondly, at the Grand Valley Cap and Ballers, my muzzle loading club, we're not allowed to shoot anything with cartridges. So I wouldn't be able to shoot this at the club if I had a conversion cylinder. So I'm staying with cap and ball, primarily because of the historical context and the era that I enjoy studying, but also because of the club. I talked about the fouling problem on all these Remingtons, which is typically why I don't shoot Remingtons. I like Colts because they don't foul up as much. Cylinder gap is so small here and here that fouls up good. Well, I took the dare and used a fellow by the name of Blackie Thomas, who's got a great YouTube channel, who's one of my YouTube mentors when I first got into this. He concocted something called gun butter, and I will put that link in the memos in the links below. That gun butter, I just ran a swab of that down the barrel, as he said, once, and it kept this thing running and spinning all day long. I didn't have any fouling problems at all. So Blackie, if you ever get a chance to see this thing, that stuff works. You were absolutely dead on with these Remingtons. It's given me a whole new lease on life about having Remingtons around the club. Listen, this was an awful lot of fun. I think you could see that on the video. I recommend you get one. People love it. They're intrigued by it. Just make sure you stay safe. Make sure you keep your hands back and your eyes covered, and have a great time. Thanks for watching. Again, Jay Stone from the Cap and Ball Fanatics channel. Hope to see you all again real soon.